Have you ever had one of those moments in your life where you envision it in this one particular way, and as you think about this upcoming event, you envision this like wonderful moment with your friends and family where everything goes just as you would anticipate, and then it never turns out that way? This summer we took our kids on vacation, and there was an aquarium, and I planned for months to take Hunter to this aquarium. He loves fish, and so I thought we're going to have this amazing trip to the aquarium, and it was not. Hunter turned out to be so excited about the fish that he just turned foul and was moving from one to the next. He didn't want to look at anything. He wanted to look at the next thing. When you go to the next thing, he wanted to look at the next thing. And by the end of the day, I took a picture of the kids in front of a tank of fish, and Kylie's holding a little stuffed pink otter, and she's smiling, and Hunter's holding his Nemo, and he's giving me what he calls his angry eyes, and that was kind of how the day went. There's such a pressure to just get things right. There's such a pressure in the world to be perfect in whatever we do. Whether it's a celebration or whether it's an exam, there's this pressure that says we have to be completely perfect all the time. And I think it increases around this time of year. I think that it gets to December and we think, hey, I haven't had it together for the first 11 months of the year, but for the next 25 days, I'm going to really nail it. We read the story this morning of Mary giving birth to Jesus, and these two verses are very simple. It says, the time came for her to give birth. She laid the baby in a manger because there's no room in an inn. She wrapped him in clothes, and it sounds like this kind of normal thing. It's not normal to have a baby in a barn. Like that is not a normal moment. And for Mary, this was not a moment where I think things were peaceful and wonderful. This is a moment where things did not go like she had anticipated. I think that we forget that God came in a less than perfect way into our less than perfect world to offer something different. We look at these manger scenes like we have these nativities that are beautiful and painted, and everybody looks so peaceful and serene. And I don't know any babies that don't cry. Like, that's not a real thing. And I haven't been around a lot of cows, but cows aren't necessarily the most docile, quiet animals. It's not just this beautiful moment, and we've worked so hard to sanitize Christmas and to try and make it this peaceful thing that we've almost turned it into a fable. And we don't let the realness of the story impact us in the way that it should. You see, here's the problem with striving for perfect. Perfect isn't real. And we are invited through the incarnation to let go of perfect. So what do we do to redefine perfect this holiday season? First, I think the thing that we have to do is remember to keep Christ in Christmas. Now, I am not talking about Starbucks cups. I'm not saying that we have to demand that everyone say Merry Christmas, because honestly, I'm pretty sure that the King who came humbly in a manger doesn't care whether you say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. I'm pretty sure that he cares what's in your heart. What I'm talking about is allowing the reality of the incarnation to be made known in us and through us. Because Christ has come into the world, we know hope. So when you encounter people this Christmas season, when you encounter friends and family, remember that you become ambassadors of Christ who has come to you. How will you share that with people this holiday season? How will you allow hope and peace and love and joy to be manifest in your life? The second thing we can do to redefine perfect is simply to lower our expectations. The thing that sets us up to have a frustrating Christmas, a frustrating season, a frustrating finals week, is that we have these expectations for ourselves that may or may not be realistic. What would it look like to lower your expectations? What would it look like to get a 70% this Christmas? I'm serious. What would it look like to decide I'm not going to push myself to the brink? I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm willing to do 70% of what I think I need to do this Christmas season. There might be more joy and more peace and more love in that 70% than if you worked to do the 100. There might be more opportunities for laughter and beauty in the 70% than if you worked to do 100. What would it look like to offer grace instead of judgment? To change the expectations that we have and allow people to be who they are? The thing that we remember at Christmas is that God came into the world in an unexpected way. And although he had been long anticipated, he came into the world in this unexpected way. He exceeds the expectations that we would ever have. And we look forward to the day when he comes again to exceed the expectations and dreams we have then. I think to redefine perfect then means that we practice gratitude. Gratitude allows us to slow down and to be thankful. Gratitude allows us to know a deeper sense of God's joy in our life. It reminds us that the good things that we have are not from our own hands, but they are gifts of God to us. I hope you have a very imperfect Christmas. I hope that in the midst of that, you can know the beauty of a God who came to live among us. That you can lower the expectations you have and give and receive grace, and that you can be thankful for what is, for the ordinary moments where Jesus shows up in very ordinary and beautiful ways.